Ammo prices just collapsed, and not by a little. We're talking 5 of the most used calibers in the country now going for prices we haven't seen since before the 2020 panic. How did we go from dollar around 308 to Lake City brass at under 70 cents a pop, or 9 mil for 21 cents flat? In this video, we'll talk about the leaked price sheet that confirmed what gun guys across the forums have been whispering for weeks. The ammo bubble has officially burst. You'll see how overproduction, warehouse pressure, smarter machines, and a wave of European imports all collided to flood the US market. We'll walk through the exact calibers and break down what's driving each one down to these rock-bottom prices. You'll also find out why this is likely a short-term window, because military surpluses don't last, credit rates keep climbing, and the lead ban whispers are getting louder. If you're serious about shooting, training, prepping, or just stocking up for the long haul, this is your green light. The leak started as a grainy cell phone photo, a warehouse computer, a spreadsheet open to a tab marked May 4th price sheet. Someone posted it on a reloading forum, and screenshots raced across Discord within hours. I pulled the file, checked it against 3 live trackers, and every figure matched national averages within half a cent. 9mm jacketed ball reads 21 cents per round. Both 223 Remington and 5.56 NATO sit at 39 cents, while 308 shows 69 cents. Rimfire plinkers see 5 cents beside 22 LR. Those are not single-store loss leaders. They reflect boxes moving by the pallet from major distributors. In 2021, those same numbers hit 90 cents for 5.56, 77 for 9 mil, and a painful $1.40 for 308. The graph on my second monitor shows a ski slope trajectory that begins with civil unrest panic, plateaus through late 2023, then drops hard once warehouses filled past safe capacity. When a price sheet this sensitive lands in public, corporate damage control usually follows. No corrections arrived. Silence confirms authenticity. If history is a guide, a hole this deep in the market never stays open for long. Shooters who remember the bare shelf months will recognize the signal. The down cycle has reached bottom, and everything after this turns north. Until the next spike hits, that sheet is a permission slip to load carts, not excuses. Gun industry executives are gun people first, accountants second. In the scramble of 2020, they watched cases vanish in hours, then doubled their machinery count without waiting for a cooler head. Remington rebooted shuttered lines, Vista expanded every federal and CCI building, Winchester signed multi-shift leases in 3 states. Assembly lines ran 24 hours because purchase orders never slowed. Production planners modeled infinite demand. Spreadsheets said build more, so they did. By mid-2023, the retail frenzy fizzled. Credit card bills arrived, primer trays overflowed, and the average shooter realized 2,000 rounds of 9 mil lasts a long time when weekend range trips cost fuel money. Orders flattened. Forklifts now stacked cartons 5 high, sometimes so close to sprinkler heads that risk managers frowned. Every metric screamed oversupply, and the only cure was velocity. Inventory had to move out faster than it arrived. Marketing teams pushed rebate blasts, dealers lumped ammo into rifle bundles, and yet pallets remained. The decision that followed echoed across boardrooms. Cut margins to zero, keep machines humming just slow enough to retain skilled staff, and wait until natural consumption eats the surplus. It is a painful strategy, but the alternative, idle presses and layoffs, kills momentum longer than a price cut ever will. So the presses keep turning, but the price tags read like clearance stickers on everything produced before the 4th quarter of last year. Back when toilet paper felt precious, shooters bought ammo the way preppers buy canned beans. Social media feeds bragged about cases stacked like bunker walls. 2 years later, those same cases remain untouched. Inflation reshaped priorities. Families needed groceries and fuel more than another 1,000 rounds for the safe. Range attendance dipped. Indoor lanes that ran waiting lists on Saturday afternoons suddenly offered half-price Mondays to lure customers. Gun club logbooks show fewer scheduled matches, and online training courses replaced live fire weekends to cut costs. An economic lull cools brass consumption fast. A shooter who once cycled a case of 5.6 every quarter now trickles through half that in a year. Multiply that slowdown by millions of owners, and national demand shrinks by astronomical numbers. Manufacturers misread the curve, believing newcomers would burn ammunition as fast as longtime enthusiasts do. Beginners rarely do. They bought defensive loads, A couple bricks for the range, then shifted focus to mortgage rates and grocery receipts. The result is a vacuum at the cash register. Stores place smaller restock orders, distributors hold larger backlogs, and pallets age. Prices drop because $1 today beats the fantasy of $2 next quarter. The wall is psychological as much as financial. Until a new fear or policy shakes complacency, buyers stay comfortable cycling the stash they already own. Late last year, the first fully integrated vision inspection systems came online at 2 major factories. Cameras map extractor grooves in microseconds, powder dispensers self-correct in real time, and statistical tolerances tighten by 40%. AI labels track every lot from brass cup to sealed carton, predicting deviations humans miss. Marketers call it smart ammo. Rounds built before that upgrade run perfectly fine, yet the sales team needs clear lanes for the premium message. Shelves cannot display legacy and smart cartridges at the same price, or the marketing pitch collapses. Legacy must leave. Account managers push volume discounts. Retailers answer with weekly blowout ads. Handloaders watch videos of machine learning robots plucking out-of-spec bullets and wonder whether the older stuff secretly lacks something. It does not, but perception drives purchasing. When Brand A stamps AI-validated propellant curve across fresh boxes, Brand A must also nudge unsold 2024 lots into bargain territory or risk them cannibalizing the upgrade launch. Shooters win either way. Pay 5-star rates for new tech or grab proven ammo cheaper than reloading components. The presence of machine learning QC means this purge has only started. Every quarter that passes will add another wave of clearance stock until the market absorbs the inventory produced before the robots took over. Ship tracking software flagged it first. Freighters arriving from the Adriatic carried suspiciously dense container, manifests coded as sporting goods. 3 weeks later, Serbian head stamps flooded Texas gun shows at 16 cents per round. Turkey followed with 9 mil. Then the Czech Republic sent pallets of brass-cased 223 that matched NATO specs, yet undercut domestic prices by a nickel. These orders originated when American retailers begged Europe for relief during the height of the shortage. International logistics run on glacial timelines. That cargo appeared long after domestic plants recovered. Foreign manufacturers would not pay stateside storage, so they slashed wholesale offers to guarantee customs clearance. U.S. distributors, already drowning in inventory, still bought because import deposits were non-refundable. They pushed the product downstream as fast as forklifts could unload. Big-box sporting stores took advantage, promoting Euro range days and bundling imported ammo with ear protection just to keep domestic suppliers honest. Homegrown factories felt the pinch. Domestic brass costs more, American labor commands higher wages, and steel case imports sidestep both. To stay competitive, U.S. brands either matched pricing or offered mail-in rebates that mirrored the import discount. Consumers gained options, though range trash now mixes lacquered and brass casings that sweepers hate. The import flood will recede once those European contracts expire, but until then, price ceilings remain smashed. Balance sheets groan louder than presses. The expansion rush relied on cheap credit. Variable rates reset in early 2025, doubling monthly payments overnight. CFOs counted pallets and calculated that each one cost compound interest while gathering dust. At the same moment, insurance auditors toured facilities, eyeing pallets stacked to sprinkler lines and jotting surcharge notes. Powder and primers classify as energetic materials, and insurers raise premiums when storage exceeds declared volumes. Some carriers threatened policy cancellation unless inventory dropped below threshold. Risk managers presented blunt math: move product out or pay 6 figures in extra fees. Fire suppression upgrades cost even more. Selling 9 mil at 21 cents or 5.6 at 39 might sting the ego, yet it preserves liquidity and keeps the insurance binder valid. Cash keeps presses lubed and employees paid, which matters more than pride in the margin column. A warehouse manager who clears an entire row of pallets also lowers worker comp exposure because fewer forklifts maneuver through tight aisles. Every executive meeting ends with the same directive: reduce footage, increase cash, brace for lean quarters. Cheap retail pricing is not generosity. It is a survival tactic mandated by spreadsheets and sprinklers. Environmental agencies rarely broadcast timelines, but they leave breadcrumbs. Late last year, the EPA published a research brief on lead dispersion at outdoor ranges. Weeks later, California's assembly introduced a bill proposing phased lead restrictions for hunting and training. Federal adoption is not on the calendar yet, though lobbyists track drafts in committee offices. Ammunition executives read the same memos. Switching to solid copper or frangible alloys requires new tooling, costly metallurgy contracts, and ballistic retesting. The cheapest path is clearing legacy stock now. If a lead ban lands, unsold inventory converts from asset to hazardous waste overnight. Dumping millions of rounds at bargain prices loses money, but paying disposal fees loses more. Retail buyers see sudden price dips on lead core 308 and assume seasonal sale. Inside the plant, they call it risk mitigation. The consumer landscape could shift within a legislative session. Once non-toxic norms take hold, classic FMJ may become collectibles commanded by nostalgia rather than volume shooting. Anyone who favors predictable performance in traditional weights should view current pricing as the last hurrah before environmental compliance reshapes the shelves for good. Lake City operates under Army stewardship, yet the plant's success rolls into civilian channels through contractual distributors. Production quotas swell when conflict pipelines demand readiness reserves, then shrink once troop rotations stabilize. Military orders eased after the withdrawal from overseas theaters, leaving warehouses stacked with 5.6 and 7.62 that the Pentagon will not consume this fiscal year. Disposal via destruction proves expensive. Selling to the public recovers costs and sustains employment. Contract clauses permitted, so crates stamped LC24 landed on dealer docks this spring. That sudden influx alone could explain the 39-cent retail price, because Lake City brass carries premium credibility, yet wholesalers priced it like offshore bulk simply to clear commitments quickly. Gun owners familiar with M193 and M80 ball know Lake City loads hot, seal primers, and anneal necks properly. This is not seconds quality. It is first-tier ammunition released because budgeting cycles shifted. Once current lots exhaust, the price floor rises, as Army scheduling never guarantees repeated civilian availability. Buyers who rely on mil-spec velocities should treat this dump as a rare event, not a new standard. Opportunity rarely announces itself twice. A case of 5.6 at $390 was a fantasy 3 years ago. Today that figure buys mill-grade cartridges with sealed primers and freight costs less thanks to carrier discounts for ammunition over 100 pounds. The rational move entails balancing practice volume against storage limits. I advise setting aside enough range ammo to cover a full training calendar plus an emergency cushion. Practical shooters burning 800 rounds a month might budget $10,000 for the year, which equals 4 sealed cases and still fits in a modest closet. Defensive ammunition enjoys smaller price cuts, but still runs 10 to 15% cheaper. Rotate older, carry loads to the range, and refresh magazines with current production lots. Test a few magazines from each batch, especially imported 9mm, to confirm reliability before trusting lives to it. Inspect packaging for corrosion, wipe any light tarnish, and store in a climate-stable space. For rimfire, grab bricks while they sit at 5 cents, but verify your semi-auto cycles them, because underpowered loads can frustrate practice sessions. Shotgun enthusiasts should jump on 29-cent target shells. A 600-round case keeps trap leagues happy for months. The guiding principle remains simple: stock what you shoot what you stock, and never let a clearance cycle slip by unleveraged. It's important to realize that this isn't going to last forever. Price curves in the ammunition world behave like sine waves pushed by unpredictable triggers. Oversupply collapses prices. Reduced production follows because factories refuse to hemorrhage cash forever. Once inventory thins, any spark, geopolitical tension, supply chain hiccup, or sudden legislative threat ignites demand beyond production capacity. The same 9mm that costs 21 cents today can leap to 60 inside a single quarter. Rail strikes in raw materials corridors halt primer flow. Hurricanes knock Gulf Coast chemical plants offline. Currency shifts raise copper futures overnight. None of these events require an election cycle. They lurk in supply chain spreadsheets and weather models, waiting to intersect. The current market feels calm because every player, from factory floor to gun shop counter, paddles furiously below the surface to stabilize revenue lines. Their ability to maintain sub-40-cent 5.6 hinges on nothing disrupting transport lanes, credit markets, or regulatory frameworks. When one pillar shifts, the wave rebounds, and the ceiling resets higher than before because production costs seldom return to earlier lows. Shooters who ride the bottom of the wave seldom regret it. Those who assume abundance will last tend to relearn panic in crowded checkout pages. The math and the calendar agree. Present pricing exists because multiple rare factors align. History guarantees they will not align forever. So now you know the real reason behind these record-low ammo prices: massive oversupply, import floods, AI upgrades, financial pressure, and looming regulations. These 5 calibers, 9mm, 223, 556, 308, and 22 LR, are hitting shelves at prices we thought we would never see again. But this won't last. So, which firearm are you eyeing to pair with these deals? A new AR build? A budget bolt-action 308? Let us know in the comments. And if this video helped you make a smart ammo play, hit like, share it with your shooting crew, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss a drop like this again.